That is a rock climber, taking part in my personal favorite hobby and what I have to be believed to be one of the best, funnest, and healthiest hobbies you can choose to take part in. And I'm here to convince you, if you're not already taking part in physical activity, this should be your new hobby. Why you should listen to me. First of all, look at that picture. None of us are on the floor. We're just hanging off the rope. That's impressive. That takes experience. I've got 2 years of experience in rock climbing. And for a few months, I even participated in the youth team where I received coaching from people who have been climbing way longer than I ever have. Longer than I've been alive, actually. So I've got like a lot of knowledge from experienced people. I've climbed indoors and outdoors. So I've got a lot of variety and experience. And I'm belay certified in multiple gyms, which means I'm certified to, if people want to climb on a rope route, I can support them. I can be the one to man the ropes. Now, why you should climb. It's a great form of exercise. It's a damn near full body workout. It'll get you nice and sore. It can improve your mental health, like improve your brain capacity, and actually make you happier. And it's a great social environment for you to make like friends, meet new people, and it's very fun. So, you should start climbing, and I'll go more in depth into why right now. These are the muscles used when you go climbing. Climbing is more of a pulling exercise, so it's like when you're at the climbing gym and there's like holds, you're like grabbing something and you're pulling yourself up. And that hits a lot more of your forearms, your back muscles. It hits your biceps a pretty good amount. And you kind of work out your legs, and it's a decent core workout too, but you don't really get a good chest workout or tricep workout. Any pushing exercises you don't really get worked out too much, and that's according to a study done by Wandering Climber, which is an online resource about rock climbing and about traveling and all that. And so yeah, like I said before, climbing is very reliant on the arms, specifically forearms, biceps, back, shoulders. You'll get a good ab workout too. And even though you don't use legs too much, if you have like very weak legs, climbing will get your legs in order. You'll work out on hand and eye coordination. When you're making like a big move to a hole that's really far away, that takes a lot of coordination. And then you can also work on your flexibility in your hips, ankles, and your shoulders. Like you'll get lower body flexibility off all of this. And if you become physically fit because of this can lead to weight loss. It can actually help treat depression, anxiety. You'll gain stronger muscles and bones, and your chances of getting cardiovascular disease will drop rapidly. Now, there are also mental benefits for climbing, because it's not just a physical battle, but it's a mental one. Like me personally and a lot of other people when they go climbing, they'll try a route and the first 2 or 3 times they don't get very far. You get stuck halfway up. But then maybe your 3rd or 4th time you start to figure it out a little bit, and then you actually get to the top of the route and you finish it. And then that's not because you're getting randomly stronger after 3 or 4 attempts. If anything, you're getting a little weaker because you're fatiguing your muscles. But what you're doing is you're figuring out the method to climb the route. You're finding the right technique, you're picking the right holds to grab, and you're figuring out where to put your feet. And that's very much, it almost feels like a puzzle, trying to figure out how to get up this route in the most effective way possible. And the benefits of working on puzzles like this, it can reinforce brain cell connections, improve mental speed, improve short-term it will improve your problem-solving skills and your visual spatial reasoning, which is pretty much your ability to take a lot of little things and put them into a big picture and see the whole process, which is essentially what you're doing when you're climbing a route. You're looking at all these little holds and you're trying to figure out what's the best way for you to move up the route while just best way to move up the route so you can climb it. And also working on puzzles like this has been seen to delay the effects of dementia and Alzheimer's, which obviously no one wants that. And the social benefits of climbing. According to a study done by the American Survey Center, the amount of Americans without close friends has increased from 3% to 12% from 1990 to 2021, and the percent of people with 10 or more close friends has dropped from 33% to 13% from 1990 to 2021. So the amount of people with friends in America has been dropping a lot. And I definitely believe rock climbing can be a solution to that. It's a very social environment where you get in the gym and you could start working on a route, and then you meet, like, talk, you see someone else climb the route that you were working on, and you like talk with them, you're like, hey, how'd you do that move? Like they got past the part that you were stuck on, and you're like, how'd you do that? Like, where'd you put your feet? Like, where did you grab on the hold that made you do that? And it's just like very easy to communicate with people and to really like just find connections and find people that you have a lot in common with here. It's a very friendly environment. Everyone like is very supportive. It really is amazing. And some people believe climbing can be dangerous, and that is true. Like, you can get injured while climbing if you take like a nasty fall, or like if you climb too high and you just slip off and you land on your ankle. But it's, as long as you take the proper precautions, your chances of injury are extremely low. If you're ever climbing like higher than like 10, 15 feet, you're gonna be attached to a harness and a rope. So if you ever do fall, like, you're gonna be caught by the harness, and like climbing with a rope and harness is much safer than the other form of climbing, which is called bouldering, where you're only climbing 10, 15 feet, but if you fall, there's no rope, you just fall right on the mat. But there's a lot of ways to prevent getting injured when you're bouldering. If you learn how to properly fall, like land on your feet and then just like, without catching yourself with your hands, roll onto your back. And if you just practice that and do that consistently every time you fall, there's like, your chances of getting injured are extremely low. So even though it can be dangerous, if you take the right precautions, you will not get injured while climbing. You'll be perfectly fine. And another incredible part about climbing is like how satisfying it is. It is like like when you're spending a lot of time working on a route, like you can spend 3 to 4, like 5 different climbing sessions just working on one route, and it can be really frustrating at times. But if you finally figure out how to get to the top of that route that you've been working on for so long, it is the best feeling. It really is incredible. If you haven't felt anything like that, you should definitely start climbing, because that'll help you get there. So the review of my main points: climbing is a great workout. It's like great for the brain, great for mental health. Great for your problem solving, and there's a wonderful community that will help you make great friends. And there's more. Now, if you haven't started climbing, we're all UCF students here, and in the RWC, which is just like, it's right here on campus, I'm sure you've all heard of it, there's a climbing tower on campus that is free for students to use. So if you guys haven't gotten started with physical activity, there is no excuse not to start climbing right now, because it's literally free for all of you. You can all go to this climbing tower right here at UCF and start climbing right now. And if you really enjoy that, there's a climbing gym downtown, which I go to all the time. This place is incredible. If you even kind of enjoy climbing at the tower here in UCF, you gotta try the climbing gym, because the experience here is even better. There's no excuse not to start climbing now. It's literally free for all of you. And those are my sources.